Well, it says we're live, so I'm going to imagine that we're live and just take right off. We have done what we call 4 days in August, and we did not steal this one bit from the 4 days in May guys that do the QRP show leading up to Dayton Hamvention. This is completely different. This is 4 days in August, and it's leading up to Huntsville Hamfest in Huntsville, Alabama. Jim, you're getting faded. You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm trying to jiggle the color.
It's an alternate universe.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. So what we're trying to do tonight is come up with a better schedule so that we can be more prepared, and we can talk about what's going on, and we can invite you to do things. And there are several of the people who are putting on events for 4 days in August who are not able to present tonight. So they get the dregs of whatever time slot is left over. So what I want to do is I want to work backwards from Friday and see if we can fill all the time slots all the way back to Monday. That's very ambitious. I think we're going to get to like Thursday afternoon, maybe Thursday evening, and run out of stuff to Thursday morning and run out of stuff to do since we're working backwards. But some of the activities we have are, there is a cookout and a POTA on Friday at the pavilion at Monte Sano State Park. There is a soda summit at Monte Sano State Park. We don't have any official time, day, or anything about when that's going to happen yet, so we're going to figure that out. My friend Steve, KO4AFL, directly below me here, that's below me, is going to do a VE session so we can get anybody who wants to become a ham or anybody who wants to upgrade to get their ticket upgraded. So that's going to be an event we need to schedule. Next to me, we have Mike. Mike, I have tried to entice him into doing a go bag demonstration, like put some thought into what makes a good go bag, what you want in a go bag, and hopefully we'll do this at Gigaparts where they sell go bags. They have their
hang on. That's not how you explained it to me.
Oh, okay. How did I explain it to you?
Per Steve's text.
Read it out. Go for it.
As per
I'm a little
your
direct
last
at
email.
times.
Would you be interested in doing a demonstration of your usage of the Gigaparts Explorer backpack on site at Gigaparts?
That sounds like what I said.
That's
Not
what he said.
really
He said
at
a
all?
go bag.
Well, it's like
I
a segue.
paraphrase
At
it.
Gigaparts or at the Gigaparts booth?
At the Gigaparts store in downtown Huntsville.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get like most of Thursday to be at the store in the classroom. So I've got like 3, maybe 4 events planned.
I guess we need to back up because what is happening at Gigaparts?
They're sponsoring us.
What are
Taking
they?
over their classroom.
Are they putting something on? Like, obviously, you want me to speak there.
I'm putting it on at their location.
Okay, and in that
At this
classroom
time.
thing, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they have a really nice classroom there. It's going to have some air conditioning. It's going to work out.
Yeah.
Hopefully very nice. And I'm actually trying to convince them to give us a catered lunch after they give us
You've been there in the
tour.
classroom, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. With you.
It's huge. Yeah.
Where after they give us the tour of the entire store, focusing heavily on the ham radio segment of the store, and then focusing later after we get the tour of the bathrooms, which are fairly interesting if you've never been in those bathrooms. Then we would go over to the vending machine snack lounge area, and hopefully we'll have some lunch there, and then we'll go back to another class. So continuing around the circle, I kind of went counterclockwise, starting at the bottom corner there. Next up is Jim. Jim hasn't volunteered to do anything yet, but I think in the chat you guys can volunteer him for something if there's something you'd like to see him demonstrate. So we'll come back to Jim.
Okay.
No, Jim has an idea. What?
Jim has several. No, come back to Jim.
Okay, we'll come back to Jim.
Because we got Tom here. One of the things I would do, Tom is way better at than me. So I'm going to volunteer Tom for that. He doesn't even know what it is yet, but he's volunteered for it.
Actually,
I was going to say, I'm starting to get nervous here.
Yeah, I've already volunteered Tom and taken this off of your plate. So we'll get to Tom in just a second. We got to go to Locutus here. John is from Performance Z Arrays, and he's got this really cool phased array system that he's working on, and it's available for purchase now. So he's working on making the next iteration and making it even better.
Yep.
So I guess I might want to take a step back from this. Maybe a little more context. I tend to like get really excited and go straight for the jugular sometimes. When you go to a ham fest, there are usually seminars or forums, depending on which side of the country you're on, north, south, east, west, whatever that might be. And what happens to me, I've got short attention span theater. I've got a little tiny touch of the ADD. And I will sit in the forum, and it's a super interesting topic, and I'm ready, and I'm excited, I'm raring to go, and then they start talking, and I start to zone off. And it's me. It's totally me. So what I'm trying to do is what I would consider an anti-forum, where we actually get hands-on and do something. So when Mike does the go bag stuff, if you have questions about what you want to put in the go bag, it's not going to be Mike standing in the front of the classroom lecturing at you. It's going to be an interactive type thing. If you have bought some stuff from Gigaparts that you would like to outfit with go bag type accessories, then go out and snag something from the showroom floor and bring it in, and we'll help you get it sorted and organized and what's missing and that kind of thing. When John does his Performance Z Array demonstration, you'll be able to get on the microphone and make a contact, and John will flip the switch and you'll hear Japan disappear, and he'll flip the switch and you'll hear Europe disappear and Japan come back in. And it's going to be a hands-on practical demonstration that shows you what this magic is and why a phased vertical array does the magic thing that it does. So instead of having John talk in front of a classroom and show you far field plots and talk about, cost versus this antenna versus that antenna and dB gains versus an isotropic radiator and stuff, you're going to spin the dial and you're going to hear the difference yourself. So that's the anti-forum angle that I'm doing on this. That make sense, John?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, now I don't know, England, Japan, Europe, Japan. I mean, depends on the type of day, but yeah, we'll be able
Maine and California.
Yeah, we'll be able to show what the array can do and what phasing does for you to front to back ratios and forward gain. So maybe we put it up against a single antenna, maybe like a dipole, because if we try to put verticals in the same general vicinity, we're gonna have some interaction between them, and that'll probably screw up the patterns. So we'll have to see what we can do, but. If we have more than one person out there operating, we'll bring a bandpass filter and kind of say, hey, everybody stay off at 20. Or I think we'll probably do 20 because it's the smallest space we can do and really have some effectiveness. When you go down to 10 meters, it starts to change a little bit. So, but 20 and 40, this thing really shines. So we'll take a look at it that way.
Awesome. And then, Jim, you're going to love this. This is what I signed Tom up for. We're going to try our best to get people to purchase Tom's mini crowbar circuit kit, and we're going to show you how to assemble it. Tom's going to talk about how it works. We're going to do a hands-on assembly demonstration, and then all of us are going to be around to tell you. There might even be enough of us that you'll get one-on-one from one of us helping you through the soldering exercise and building the kit. And then you'll be able to test it, and you'll know why you want it, why it does what it does. And again, the idea here is to be better than standing in front of the classroom lecturing at you
while Tom drones on.
I've got a 75-page PowerPoint presentation
awesome.
ready just for Steve.
Right. Tom, I have told you more than once, no PowerPoints.
This is a slide-free operation.
So, but we will probably trip the crowbar. I'm gonna bring some stuff to.
We're
be
gonna
able to
light
trip it
some stuff on fire.
Hell yeah!
Let the smoke out of something.
Yeah. If you can dodge a crowbar. That's right, Jeff.
We're going to talk about why everybody pays like $6,000 for their radio and an antenna analyzer, an antenna and a tuner,
and then they buy a
$29 power supply from Amazon.
Yep.
Somebody knows where Tom is. You've been found.
You've been doxed out.
I was going to say they're pretty easy to recognize if you've ever been in one.
Yeah, I have not, so I will have to take up on that privilege one of these days. Freddie, what did I ask you to do? I know I asked you to do something. It's my fault.
AllStar related stuff.
Dance like no one's watching.
Why am I shocked that you're going to do an AllStar presentation?
Maybe do an AllStar node build with an actual mobile radio.
Oh, cool.
And a sound fob interface and a Raspberry Pi, maybe even a micro Debian 12 PC. I've got a few parts laying around. So yeah, I like to build a lot of my own nodes, and don't get me wrong, I bought a few that were pre-manufactured or some that you could kit build. But a lot of folks ask me how come I can't use this radio, or let's kind of a thing. And there's a lot of knowledge in there that you kind of need to know to be able to use certain radios for AllStar.
For how easy AllStar is, once you get it set up, it is somewhat complex to get to getting it set up. And Freddie is an expert on that.
It can be.
There's a whole lot of tweaking with AllStar, which is Freddie has gone so far down that rabbit hole.
Dude, I'm still down in that hole.
Yeah.
On certain aspects of the projects, but the research is funner than making the videos, in my opinion. But as long as I can get to the bottom of what I want to do, I'm having a blast. And some of it is mind numbing, but you got some help out there and somebody else that's got a little experience with certain things, certain aspects of the hobby or that particular mode, if you will, it really helps you come along. You've got a better understanding of what's going on there, which I didn't at first. But I mean, a lot of other people's videos helped me out, but the live streams that Jason and Kyle used to do on AllStar really got the ball rolling, pointed me in the right directions.
So are we going to make a working all-star node in the class? Because I want
Might
to
as
get in the
well.
audience for that part.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Yep. And I've been using different Motorola radios, but I'd like to bring an actual, probably, I call it an Alinco clone. It's a TYT radio. They come from the factory with those particular points that you need to access PTT, COS, COS, audio in, audio out, and ground. It's all you need. And they make it accessible like Alinco does, and Motorola does, and Kenwood does, and Yaesu does. It's just knowing which radios are easier to tap, if you will. I mean, the other radios out there that you can do it with that weren't meant for you to tap into those things, that people go and do the research and the finite research, I should say, to find those spots on that radio where you can tap into PTT and tap into your audio in and out. And they've taken a $15 Baofeng and made an AllStar node out of it.
Sweet.
It's a little work, but you can do it.
So speaking of $15 Baofeng All-Star node, Freddie, I'm going to task you with, you didn't know you were getting homework, did you?
Might as well.
I'm going to task you with coming up with a shopping list.
Okay.
And feel free to fill it full of affiliate links so you get some credit for all your hard work and time figuring out this stuff. What should people get? Where can they get it from? Can they get it from you to bring with them? Or can they reserve a kit from you that they can have you help them build while they're at Huntsville?
Boy, that's an interesting chore right there. I can probably come up with a big part of that. A shopping list will be easier, but I don't have a per se ready to build kit that I offer yet. But I'm actually in the cable area of things right now where I'm building cables for specific radios, which, dadgummit, that's half the battle.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Gotta
could,
work in
you
cable.
mentioned a $15 Baofeng. If you can kit me out with a shopping list that's under $100 to get me onto AllStar, I'd be real excited. I'd be buying those parts and bringing them with me and going home with a working AllStar node.
Right. But yeah, we can do an AllStar node one way or the other. Probably a few. But I enjoy making the nodes out of mobile radios because I like the power.
Yeah, definitely. Sandy's got an interesting question here. Will they be filmed to YouTube even live? So that's a question for who happens to have the most free amount of bandwidth. I'll probably be running around helping people get set up and doing behind the scenes orchestration and stuff like that. So I won't be running a camera for that, but you might find it on another one of these channels, and maybe one of the Franks might be able to do it. Somebody who's not on the horn that day doing the thing can be doing the support work.
Hey, Steve,
What is Jim saying? Yes.
I might be able to bring my Starlink down with me.
Oh, nice.
I have a Starlink now too, John.
Yeah, but you probably have the little mini one.
No.
No, he got
John.
the big boy.
Did you get the big boy like I did?
Full tilt.
I'm
He got
a
the
network
$2,500
professional.
one.
It's
got
only going
the-
to work at some portions of the park, though.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
The tree
Obstructions.
coverage.
Yeah.
Well,
You just got to
it's
put it
better
up on
than
top
your
of the tree.
1.3 bars of cell coverage.
If
that
you
have
go
in
to the pavilion
entire
and-
park.
And you
If you
kind of
have any.
sneak your way onto the roof of the pavilion, you could stick it up there, and I think the pavilion has a good line of sight to the sky.
Well, Jim, if you got the bad boy kit, you can bring it with you.
Hopefully,
I will ponder
Gigaparts
that.
bandwidth won't be an issue.
Yeah, I can't imagine it
Yeah.
would be. I just got it yesterday. It's literally sitting out in the yard. The dish is laying in the yard
Ghetto
on its
style.
little kickstand.
Right next to his porch couch.
I do not have a porch couch. This is not Mississippi. Love you, Joe Brett.
Oh,
Give me some ideas.
We're the 49th state, okay? Mississippi, that's where the porch couches are.
so I have a list of some things here that I had been putting together, and that's a really weird layout. Thank you very much, StreamYard. I'm sorry about that. Like, it made us super tiny. I guess
That's
because
okay.
there's so many
It's
of
the only
us.
time I'm ever tiny.
Works
So-
for me regardless
me
of
both.
size, so whatever.
I added some stuff to the Gigaparts list. Why did I do that? So this is going to be Thursday's stuff.
Cool.
and this is the notes that we took before. So I asked them to do a 3D printing demo because they have 3D printers for sale and a 3D printing guru and electricity and filament. So that would be pretty cool. And
Okay.
you know,
They're going to do
if-
that.
Yeah, and I told them, you know, if somebody wants to buy a 3D printer at the store, then let's get them set up and get them to print their first widget. You know, like bring your laptop, buy a 3D printer. We'll help you get it set up, configured, and print your first thing. And so you have this crash course, which I did invite Josh, by the way. He might show up. You'll have this crash course on how to do your 3D printing. So this is going to be the solder kit is now Tom's.
Oh, Frank is not teaching soldering?
No, it'll
Frank
smell
is
like
gonna
chicken.
He's going to teach remote soldering, which is about as close to a solder kit that of mine that I want Frank to be. And
I don't
then-
know.
say
You
it
let him
with
touch
love,
your
Frank.
computer, it might be in trouble.
Right.
Earlier you said Frank's. What
I did.
other Frank is going to be there?
I'm assuming that Jason's pet Frank is going to be there.
Right. Who's the other Frank?
Ham Radio Wilderness with Frank in
California
the chat.
Frank.
California Frank.
Oh, I didn't know. he was
Bald
coming
Frank and Hairy Frank.
up. Gotcha. Cool.
And then, does anybody know when the pavilion POTA is on Friday?
Usually we get
All
there
day.
at like 8. Yeah, I mean it's pretty much all day.
Yeah.
So 8 a.m.
Or they start at 8. I don't know. I probably won't be there at 8.
until.
I'll be sleeping.
So Friday is completely reserved. Steve, you said you're getting there on Thursday. What time are you arriving
It's probably going to be around 3 o'clock or so p.m.
at the airport?
No, I'm pulling a
driving?
camper in.
Oh, you pulling your own camper? in.
Brave soul.
Well, I'm pulling in a rented camper.
Oh, even better.
I've
rented
been
camper.
thinking about campers lately. I need to talk to you about that after this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So 3 p.m. puts you out on Thursday, so you're not going to really be able to be in a good position to do a VE session on Thursday.
No.
Maybe
I could
maybe
do
like
one when I
5
get there.
p.m.
Yeah. And we can always do one Friday. Grab a couple people from the pavilion if they want to test.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll do pop-up testing sessions.
Yep.
I'm so glad I don't need to take any more tests.
Steve, if we need to do so on the testing, I'm in cabin 14.
Okay.
If we want to do pop-up testing, and I don't know how they'd feel about us testing at the pavilion with, a whole bunch of people around. A, it might distract the test taker, and B,
right, John.
there's always people that are a little
It's C. Answer
sketchy
C.
on a good day, and I don't want to mention Mike's name, but if we need to, that's just an idea. If we need to do testing at a venue that ain't the pavilion.
Okay.
Everybody's just shouting out answers to the test.
Well, some of these people, Mike.
Flashcards. Text messages.
So let me pull this off the screen real quick so you can see us real quick.
that
Frank, if you could take some notes on what people type in the chat. If y'all are coming, please type in the chat that you are coming, what day you're arriving, and if there's any special activity that you're interested in. And I'm really trying to get a good head count so I can pass it on to Gigaparts, because that's going to entice them more and more to do lunch. If I say 5 people are coming, get your own lunch. We have vending machines. If I say
It'd be
30 people are
cheaper.
coming,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be cheaper if they only bought lunch for 5 people.
it would be.
There's only one caveat. I've got my space rented. I'm ready to go the whole 9 yards, but we're waiting for our house to get ready so that we can move into it, so that we can sell this house. And the only thing that's going to stop me from coming is if my wife says we're moving on this week, and that's the same week as
Oh, ouch.
Huntsville. But
Lee is
I don't-
coming?
I don't anticipate that happening, but I'm just saying there's always that chance, and I don't want it to be, because Huntsville's actually one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love Huntsville.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of scared to meet Lee in person. Lee has
I
a
am
lot of
too. I
guns.
can't tell if he's grumpy or really smart and just terse. I'm not sure.
But if I'm going to be there on time and the whole 9 yards, I'll be there Wednesday evening.
And Steve, there's also skydives on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be busy
Yeah,
at that.
Jesus, it's skydiving.
Friday, I'm busy.
I was going to say the Friday schedule in the afternoon, there's going to be a bunch of people probably wanting to work Parachute Mobile
Yes.
at some point, and that's probably a little.
My plan is to be
unintended, up in
jumping out of the
air when
airplane
that's
with
gonna happen.
Carlos. This
Oh,
year.
wow.
I think he's got 4 or 5 lined up.
Yep.
Am I in your will, Jim?
I
I
better
will
be.
I will bequeath you all the all-star dinguses I have.
I get the flex.
See, I was
don't know
aiming
if
for
I
the
like
flex.
you that much. I can give you a Z-Bit X, Mike.
I got one of them pieces of garbage in my closet.
I get the flex.
John, you
Frank,
don't
I
want
sent
my.
you a link to the document.
I have an old ghetto flex. It's only a 6600. You're going to drop the Aurora cash. I almost did last night. God help me. I almost,
If you donate, if you bequeath it to me, then I could sell it with
get
some
your
other
Aurora.
stuff
Yeah.
and then get the Aurora.
if they were shipping those things immediately, I might have ordered one last night. On stream, just for the people.
And this is, I hear this coming from the guy that got rid of his flex and went back to a Yeso.
Not me.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about
John.
Gendron.
Yeah.
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 Sorry.
But I
You know, the Aurora would go good in the clubhouse.
we have 2 flexes in the clubhouse.
I need to get remote access to those.
We have
Am I
old
getting
people
there
in
Soon
the
as-
clubhouse.
As soon as they're up, we'll let you know.
No, you're getting there Monday, you said.
Did I?
Yeah, so you're under the Monday heading. What day are you getting there?
Whenever I booked the campsite. I don't remember. Probably Monday through Monday. That would make sense.
So, John, it might make the most sense for you to have your demo set up and running on Friday when everybody's doing the POTA.
Yeah.
And there is some problems with doing radio work at the pavilion. There's a pretty high noise floor at the pavilion. So that might work in your favor. Like, look, we have noise and can't do anything. Click, look, we have no noise and we can make contacts.
Well, we'll do the best we can with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got, and I don't know exactly what equipment other than the array I'm bringing. I may bring the Alpha whips. I may bring the DX commanders. I just don't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Alpha Whips,
Chris
are those the
says he's coming
25 footers?
Thursday with the Grouch.
Um,
Monday.
No, they're well, I may have the 35 footers. Steve's going to send me some. He just hadn't sent them yet. I've got the 17 and a halves right now.
Okay.
Yep. In fact,
Dave
I'm
is
going
going
to
to
be
be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
putting those on air tomorrow.
James Tandem. I've never jumped before.
You really are jumping?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, God.
That's why he's losing all that weight. Didn't
Frank
you notice you were
survived
more
it.
attracted to Jim?
You'll be weightless when you're falling.
That's right.
It's the landing that hurts.
Yeah.
No,
I'll be
Why do you think
Carlos
Carlos
good
is
at
so
it.
short?
I'll be carrying Carlos on my back like my little Puerto Rican backpack.
It's that sudden stop is what gets you.
Yeah. Just make sure you keep your feet up.
So I talked to Rob. Rob said he was going to join us tonight, but he got otherwise indisposed. Is that the right way to use it? Otherwise disposed? I don't want to throw him away.
Indisposed.
Sure.
He's going to do a satellite demonstration, but it's too far out. Thank you very much, Ron. He'll arrive Tuesday afternoon, and we'll be willing to help with whatever you may need. Oh, Ron, those are the famous words. You and Danny go first for the
Ron,
weekend.
hear
Thank you,
him.
Danny. So Ron says Tuesday. So what I was talking about with Rob Digital Rancher is that the TLE, the data for the satellites is not predictable that far into the future to, end of August, middle of August, beginning of August, middle of August.
Middle.
Somewhere in August.
Yeah.
You said you sent me something, Steve?
I sent you something?
I don't know. I thought you said you sent me something.
Not that I know of.
Okay,
No,
good.
I sent Frank a link
Oh, okay.
so that he
good.
could help me edit this document. Because
I was going to say, if you sent me this document, it is going in the will not read folder.
nice.
Mm.
Okay, so I think we've got Friday full. Let's do
JG, you got a question up there. You. On your dingus.
Me.
The Chaw 17 is good for the
17-foot whip. Yeah, I think so.
performance E arrays.
Yeah, I mean, it just, if it tunes 20, you can get it now. I mean, it'll tune 15 and 10. I mean, you just got to make cables for it. So I'm going to see how many cables I can get made before we go down there. I'm going to have some kits with me. but work's been kind of crazy, so we'll have to see how much I can do. I got a 1,000-foot roll of 213 sitting out on the front porch right
Oh,
now.
jeez.
Good lord, man.
Shit's expensive too.
Yeah, it
Uh
is.
huh.
Especially when you buy 1,000 feet of it.
Yeah, well,
It gets cheaper when you buy that much.
Brother Bill.
yeah, it's about what, $140 a foot.
For 213?
Mm-hmm.
That seems high.
That's what DX Engineering sells it for. ABR was higher than that.
Wow.
Times Microwave is even higher than that.
That's because it has the word times microwave. in
Yeah,
it.
Times Microwave was
That's,
like
son, that's like
213.
the John Deere of cables.
That's
times
like the Harley
microwave.
Davidson of cables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I could buy Chinese cable, but what I'm concerned about is velocity factor in it.
Yeah.
You know,
I
there's
got-
a company in Italy called Messi and Poloni.
Yeah, they were expensive to bring it over with the tariff and the shipping.
James is asking
They don't
why not
they don't
8X?
charge for shipping.
Well, than just the tariff, it was more expensive. It was like $1.60, I think, is what it came out to be.
Did you use code K at MRD?
No, I talked to Stefano directly. I actually wanted him to make cables, but he couldn't guarantee the tolerances I needed in his factory. He said, if I was just doing, 90-degree cables, it'd be a different story. But he said, when you're getting down to 84s and 71s and stuff, he just, everybody and their brother doesn't want to make these cables. DX Engineering gave me an FU price.
Ouch.
What's
Yeah.
so special about them? It's just 213, but you gotta do something
It's
to it?
tuned, so you have to tune them to 84 and 71 degrees. It's a pain in the butt to do it. Once you know how to do it, it's not bad. But if I'm buying 25 or 50 of them, somebody's got to hand make these things. You can't do them by machine.
And that's just a length thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a length thing,
No.
right? You got to get them to resonance at 84 degrees and 71 degrees. That's why the velocity
Yeah.
factor becomes so
So
important.
you're not just doing the math with the velocity factor. You're actually measuring each piece of cable to get it exactly right.
Yeah. I mean, I can get it. If I get it within, 0.2, 0.3 ohms of being resonant, we're good. But more than that, it starts to affect the pattern a little bit.
Right. We need to talk at Huntsville.
Absolutely. Yeah. I got a bunch of equipment sitting on the bench there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah.
So
That's where I build them
Put
all.
your hand out the way.
I saw the question pop up about, does Gigaparts have a lot of sales on the weekend? Yes, at the Hamfest, they have all kinds of sales. Plus, the store is still open.
Yeah.
Yep.
And pro tip, the Fairfield Inn by Marriott is literally across the parking lot from the store. So
Nice.
Oh, that's dangerous.
That's what I should have done.
yes, it is. That's where I've stayed the last couple of, so it wasn't across the street from the store until I think it was 2 years ago. They moved to to that bigger store, and
Yeah.
now it's right across the parking lot, which yes is dangerous if you get there a couple days before.
So at the top of the chat over there in the corner, I linked the Toads Discord. In the Toads Discord, there's a room called Huntsville-FDIA, and it makes a lot of sense to do some horse trading of rooms and cabins and things along those lines. Hank says he's looking for a campground, W6IR. He's in the chat watching the show right now. And I know, for example, Doc Brad is coming in and he's got one of the cabins, but he doesn't have it for the entire week. And so there's an option there to get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in that cabin. So, definitely chat around, see who you can shack up with, see who you can sleep with, so you can spend the night. See who you
might
can
wanna
room with. I don't
rephrase
know
that.
where
Who
I'm
you
going
want a
with
little
that.
spoon with?
Yeah.
Where are we
T.O.
going
is
with
mine. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'll be the Ballantyre.
Huntsville is our special place.
it is. That was our
Secret garden.
inaugural event. So it looks like we've got most of Thursday planned. There are some happy hours at some campsites. I'm not bringing my camper this year because my camper is going to be in Wyoming, and making the trek from Wyoming to Huntsville back to Wyoming doesn't make any sense. So I'm just going to fly out. So I won't be able to host a cookout like I did last year.
I'm bringing the
So-
Blackstone for Friday, so
Nice. So dinner at Steve's on Friday.
well, that's for the lunch
Pavilion.
cookout.
for the
The big
pavilion.
cookout.
I have it
Oh,
on good
okay.
authority that the better half of the Wickers is coming special just to help cook for Friday.
Bless
Oh,
her
nice.
heart.
Okay, good.
Bless her heart.
I'm gonna have to make her a special apron.
And just everybody remind Joe Brett that he kicked so far out of his coverage.
It was
Outkicked
very
his
easy to
coverage.
remember
Oh,
that.
we all did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
You know that.
I so want to do the camp out there, but I just can't justify hauling the fifth wheel 12 hours each way.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
even if I stay for, I mean, I'd have to, if I stayed for a couple of weeks, it'd be one thing, but to even come in a few days before the Hamfest,
Hey,
it's
Tio,
just not
look at
worth it.
Look at what
Broken signal.
Jason did when we went to Dayton. He
Yep.
just there's like Airbnbs for trailers.
Holy
Oh, like
moly!
rent it where they put it on site for you.
Yep.
Thank you, John.
Yep.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Dan.
I think
cost and
for
you get
done that.
so
rate.
last year we picked up the trailer, but this year, yeah, Jason, I think it was like an extra $100, and the guy just brought it right to the campsite.
Totally
Like, how do
worth
you
it.
how
Yeah.
do you say no to that?
Yeah. Yeah, I just drive up and go to sleep. So this is Danny from the Broken Signal Ham Radio YouTube channel. Broken Signal YouTube channel about ham radio. It's been a very hot day. He's bringing 10 to 20 pounds of grass-fed ground beef to make burgers with. Awesome.
Okay.
Nice.
So
Sweetness.
I guess that's Friday. We just need a place to have dinner Friday. So who wants to?
Well,
Danny,
I've
where are
got-
you staying?
He's staying with me.
Oh, you guys are at the Airbnb. So
Yep.
Steve, do you have enough room in your campsite? What campsite are you at?
51A, I believe,
Okay, I
which
don't
is
remember off
the
top of
buddy
my head.
site across from the bathhouse,
Oh, there's plenty
right,
of room there.
right next to Jason. So yeah, there'll be plenty of
Yeah.
room.
So let's volunteer your campsite for the cookout and volunteer your Blackstone for doing the cooking.
Yep, I'll just bring an extra propane bottle with me.
And
Propane accessories.
Yeah.
You-
Danny,
I'll tell
meet
you
Steve.
what.
Steve, meet Danny. You guys work
Oh,
this out.
I know Danny. We've met.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so that means that
Another
there's
South
going
Carolina
to be
boy.
dinner,
So
dinner across from the bathhouse.
Tio, I'm gonna have my Blackstone at my campsite or
Oh,
our
sweet.
campsite. So I don't know what I'm gonna
You
do
said it
with
was
it, but
I was gonna say,
51A, Steve.
I believe so. Let me double check my email here. But yeah, I'll find it before the end of the.
Lawnmower's going to be there. Mike, it'd be good to see you again. I haven't seen you since Dayton like 3 years ago.
I haven't seen him since Huntsville the first time I went. When Joe
Yep,
Brett bought
51A
the,
again.
when Joe Brett bought the amp and carried it all the way out into the far corners of the parking lot.
I remember that.
Oh, that was so funny. Not for Joe, but
Oh.
I was entertained.
Yeah, because he bought that big one, didn't he?
Yes, he like an 811A or H or something. With what, 35, 40 pounds.
And it's not a short walk to the parking lot from that Hamfest.
oh,
He
just
came
throw
back
it on
in,
your
he was-
shoulder and hoof
He
it.
was as red as
Right.
a baboon's ass when he came back.
Yeah, they don't have golf carts to drive you to your car when you pick up an old boat anchor like they do at Dayton.
No.
Uh,
Yeah.
No,
And-
we need a
and
volunteer to
Hamtation.
do that.
You got to bring your own
Okay.
hand truck.
So Friday, you've got lunch and dinner covered. Lunch at the pavilion and dinner at Casa de AFL.
Yep, 51 Alpha is correct.
51 Alpha. Saturday's going to be the show. Sunday's going to be the show. So Thursday, Gigaparts stuff is going 11:30 to 3:30. So we need something to do in the morning and something to do afterwards.
For what day? Thursday?
Thursday.
Why do you got to have something to do in the morning? This thing
'Cause
starts at
we're-
11:30. That is the morning.
Ah, must be
Oh.
nice to be
Mike's not
retired,
aware
Mike.
that 11:30 occurs at two different times during the day.
Right.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
Well, I don't think we're doing the Gigaparts thing at 11:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. Those would be more my hours, but
I don't know. We might
There
be
you
able
go,
to talk
Mike,
him
just
into
for
that.
you. What's wrong with the customary drinking? Bill, you need to supply drinks for us in the morning on Thursday. How's that?
Thursday we all go to Carlos's campsite and make him brew us coffee.
Okay.
I'm down
That
with that.
sounds good.
Coffee and mimosas. What?
The hell with a mimosa. I want coffee and a Bloody Mary.
I don't like Bloody Marys. I'll do a mimosa though.
Which Carlos is that?
Could do morning margaritas.
Thank you, Renee.
We could all just show up to Gigaparts hammered drunk.
Nice.
Give them a show
Where-
they'll never forget.
Where do I put the
Just walk
soldering
in and
in?
just break everything.
Breakfast whiskey.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
There you go. Start the day early.
That's what they
So
do in
which
Scotland.
Carlos makes coffee?
The Mexican
Terminal
jumping
velocity.
bean.
Carlos Felix.
Okay, so that's 51 Alpha as well.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I thought he was there with
I
you.
thought he was with you.
So, Steve, you're the little spoon?
Actually, I'm the bottom bunk. He's got the top bunk.
I would, yeah.
Prison
In
rules.
that scenario, I would not want Steve floating above me in a camper. Bunk beds in a camper are not rated for Steve.
No, they're not. Not yet.
So does
So wait.
Carlos wear his parachute on the upper bunk?
Airhammer says, my buddy Tom, a.k.a. the Lord of Liquids, will be joining me at Site 77. So it looks like something might be happening at Site 77.
Nice.
Okay.
Lord of Liquids. I like that.
The sommelier. There's going to be silk on the bed, but it's not going to be Carlos's parachute.
Maybe some rose petals.
I'm with Jeff on this one.
Yeah.
Jameson and you can skip the cream. I'll just go with Jameson and the coffee. That's fine with me.
Just Jameson.
No,
Screw the coffee.
Yeah.
Irish
Jameson.
cream is whiskey and cream. So add whiskey and then cream and then coffee.
Either way, I drink it. Coffee
Splash
and
of
whiskey
coffee.
are involved.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yell coffee at the glass.
We'll make
Co-
the soldering class in the afternoon really exciting.
It will
Maybe we
smell
can
like
get
Smells
some
like
Huntsville.
chicken. You've had too much.
Hold it as close to the tip as possible.
Maybe we can get the
That's
Huntsville
what she
Burn
said.
Center to be on
was gonna say,
standby.
I thought you were supposed to
Gigaparts
hold
with
the
us.
tip.
Press it to your tongue to see if it's on.
So are we working out individual assignments here as well, Steve, or is this still just like a 30,000 foot overview kind of thing?
I would like to get this as detailed as possible in the next 20
Okay.
minutes. And then
Okay.
we might have to do this every Friday until the Friday before Huntsville.
I
I
don't
gotta
think
say,
that's a
for
terrible
somebody
idea.
that doesn't like PowerPoints, this is a pretty the whole list here and the Word document. And
We're not reading the PowerPoint.
No,
I'm
I'm
not
writing this PowerPoint.
I'm not opposed to PowerPoints. It's just when people read them at me.
Yeah, Steve, it's going to be kind of hard to do coffee Thursday morning if Carlos and I don't arrive till Thursday night.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
not
just
gonna
writing
work.
down the notes, so I guess that's going to be Friday morning.
Okay, Coke Zero from Mike's Cooler Thursday morning.
Diet Dr Pepper from
ooh,
Jim's
my
fridge.
favorite. Diet Dr Pepper and Southern Comfort is an excellent.
Oh man,
God, that just sounds wow.
Tom, that is.
Lewis cheating.
Southern Comfort is probably
know,
one
I
of the
gotta
most
tell you,
disgusting things on the face of the earth.
I had exactly the same thought when our neighbor in California told me about it. He's like, "No, you got to try this," and I'm like, "Ugh."
I'll drink
It just
Southern
sounds
Comfort
awful.
straight.
It's actually pretty
No.
good.
It's gross. It's so gross.
God, the last time I drank Southern Comfort, I was in high school.
No, but you got to add the Diet Dr Pepper. That's the.
They hadn't
Dude, I can
invented Diet Dr
taste
Pepper when I
that.
was in high school, Tom. Oh my goodness.
I used to be a bartender in my 20s, and I unfortunately drew the short straw, and I had to tend bar on New Year's Day morning.
Oh,
And for some reason, maybe somebody ordered like a Southern Comfort Manhattan or something, but I had to make a drink with Southern Comfort. And that smell, because I was hungover, because I was like 21 or 22 at the time. So
Back when you
naturally, I
got
was
hangovers.
hungover on New Year's Day. And just the smell, just when you open the bottle of that Southern Comfort, it has a very distinct,
Turpentine.
disgusting, horrible smell / flavor.
I have
And
to say,
it
a
has
Southern
scarred
Comfort
me for life.
Manhattan does sound pretty disgusting.
I don't know
No,
if it was a man. Yeah, people drink Southern Comfort Manhattans.
I'd rather
it was some
SoCo
kind of
than
I don't remember.
Jaeger.
Yukon
Oh, I'll do
Jack.
Jaeger. I'll do Jaeger. I love
No.
Jaeger.
Yukon Jack. Y'all ever had that?
I have not.
It looks like Mountain Dew and tastes
Oh,
somewhere
I'm
like
gonna say when I was in high school, the high school drink of choice was what was it? Boone's Farm apple
Boone's
wine.
Farm Tickle
Boone's
Pink.
Farm,
Apple
baby.
Mad
wine,
Dog
nice.
2020, baby.
Get back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah, like $4
The high
for
dollar
a
wine.
6-pack.
Back then, the high dollar booze was the $5 bottle of somebody's wine.
Yeah.
Steve was like, I'm printing.
Yeah. No, I know I am. It keeps failing on me, so I've got to keep watching it.
So Steve will not be putting on the how to 3D print class.
Well, if they've got, I was going to say, I can do that, but I can certainly talk about 3D printing. I didn't know Steve printed, but we can team it up. If they've got a guru who's going to use their equipment and do it, that's fine too. It doesn't hurt my feelings.
Well, it makes it really easy if they have the printers and the filament and the electricity and the air conditioning and the teacher.
I mean,
we
I'm
just have
fine
to
with
show
that.
up
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
make fun of him from the back row, heckle him.
So if you want this to be interactive and somebody wants to build a go bag, they would probably need to bring all their stuff.
Or buy
Is
a
that-
radio at Gigaparts. Yeah.
Well, you'd have to buy everything because they sell the Explorer backpack, and then they have all the accessories, the different bags for the different radios, the computer sleeves, and
Is this an HF bag or a VHF UHF bag?
Yes. Whatever you want it to be. Or both.
Gotcha.
Why not both?
it's that little bag that I purchased because
your
of
pick.
Steve. It turns out I actually had one already. That little,
The
the hell is
IFAC,
it
the
called?
individual first aid kit.
yeah. I definitely left the first aid thing, and it triggered some people in the comments. It's hilarious. So I threw
Well,
two.
they did it
Valve
on mine too.
there,
It's
and-
like, you don't think I could peel a sticker off, dude? Really? I
Yeah.
did it in the video twice.
no, mine's still on the bag in my car. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I know it's not first aid.
People tweak
And
really
I'm the
hard
only
on
one
certain things.
Car.
Wait a minute, a radio is not first aid?
That's what I said in my video. I have a second video coming out.
Aha! It's a good point. It's a good point. It is first aid.
Have fun storming the castle.
All right, awesome.
Two different movies, but good reference nonetheless.
No,
Yeah, we're
same
allowed to
movie.
add-
Aha is coming to America. Have fun storming the castle is The Princess Bride.
I know storming the castle, but Max did aha
He
in
did.
Princess Bride.
We got 2 against 1 here, Mike.
I was quoting
You're both-
Coming to America.
I didn't
you're
think
both
about
right.
Coming to America, which is a decent movie. But
You're
no,
both
I was
correct.
quoting Princess Bride.
Decent movie.
It's okay. There was boobs in it. I mean, it was,
That's all that really matters.
There it is.
So we have a
Danny,
bunch of people
don't tell
coming in
them
on
that.
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but we don't have any activities planned for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I don't know
And
when
let's keep
we
it
have
that
a soda
way.
planned. Really?
I'm getting there Wednesday morning. I mean, I'm going to leave here by 7 or 8. I'll be up there before lunch, but
Can't have that comment on
See,
the screen for too
I
long.
really enjoyed getting there early last year.
and just hanging out and not doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because, like,
hanging out at Steve's trailer was
I think I
my
got
plan.
there Tuesday, but this year I'm getting there Monday. But having those few days before everyone shows up, but there's like still some people there. It's really quiet. It's awesome. And then like Thursday, everybody
Everybody
just
rolls
swarms
in.
on the
Yeah.
place.
Kind of picks up a little.
Yeah.
Just stand up by the gate and wave to everybody as they come in.
I think we need to do a multi-op 2-meter POTA activation and set a world's record for the most knuckleheads on 2 meters doing a 2-meter POTA activation at one time.
We could all work
have
each other.
to-
It'll be the whole weekend.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have to
last
do it
year.
by like stealing every 2-meter radio and putting them in a basket. So that way you can just take 2 radios and pass those 2 radios around the circle
Yeah,
and nobody else will interfere and get in the way.
yeah.
It kind of
Is the
did that
campground
last year.
sold out?
We did. I
Kinda
know there were
Cooley.
several of them. Cooley, the best way to find out is to call
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
There's
some
a
people
lot
will
of
cancel.
Last I
information.
looked, it was.
Go into the Toads
Yeah.
Discord and try and try and horse trade rooms with people. There's going to be plenty of
Yeah, I mean, there may be
cancellations and
cancellations.
additions and
Yeah.
things. So
Man,
If
we
you
can get
want
cabin
a
there,
campsite for Huntsville, now would be a good time for next year's Huntsville.
Yeah.
yes,
You cannot book it until the last day of Huntsville, technically.
One
Yep.
year.
Right,
out.
1 year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
they
booked-
don't do 13 months like South Carolina?
You have to be a Alabama resident to do 13 months.
Gotcha.
Jim, what's your address?
Yes, who is? I booked my cabin last year. I booked my cabin when I checked out. I booked cabin
And if I'd have been smart, I'd have done the same thing.
And
but I
you guys
waited
can do
a
that
day.
too. I didn't know I could book 13 months in advance, but I don't.
Mhm.
It's not that big of a deal. None of y'all
Jim's gonna
can, so
make
I
a
don't have to
non-stream
worry about it
purchase.
until September anyway.
Primitive sites are still open.
Yeah,
So if
because
you-
it's
if you
hot
wanna
in
tent
August
camp.
and nobody wants a primitive spot.
It's not that hot up there.
bad.
No,
That's true.
honestly.
You're,
on top
you're
of the
totally
hill.
right because when I was up there, even in the cabin, August was nice up around the hill.
It was. Listen, it's hot.
3,000 feet of elevation.
Yeah,
No, 1,700.
it was
Really?
nice.
Well, the
Hey,
mountain
guys,
is
we've had this
1,700.
argument before.
Actually, it is, Steve, because Huntsville is at about 1,000, and the mountain is 1,700. So it's probably about 2,700 MSL.
There you go.
I got to jump out and head over and get ready for my live stream, so y'all be sure and come on
Fred,
by. and say hi.
good to see you, buddy.
Brett,
Yeah,
thanks.
same
Sorry,
here.
Freddie.
This stream
Yeah.
will redirect you to that stream at the end. Freddie's doing his 8,000 subscriber celebration. Congratulations,
Congrats,
Ask
Freddie.
me anything kind of a thing.
Way
Come
to
on
go.
by.
You doing giveaways?
Well, Corky is giving away a T-shirt, and I have a walkie-talkie.
Oh,
Nice.
Kind of thin this time, but James is probably worth more.
I got to
than
tie
that
my shoes, Freddie. I'm sorry I won't be there.
What kind of walkie-talkie?
I mean, if you're giving away a Flex or something, cool.
No.
FT5D,
I mean, a Flex could still be a walkie-talkie.
No, it's a
if you're
Fang.
Strong enough.
a Fang.
I was
It's
gonna
a
say,
nice
if it-
thing. Don't get me
If
wrong.
it was the
I like
red
it.
VGC, we might
It's
talk.
not a VGC. It is a Fang. It's
See, I'm
the
out. It's got to be
9
at least
the
a
9 Pro.
VGC is like the minimum flare, really, Freddie.
We're getting there, baby. We're getting there. When
I-
I hit
you doing-
10,000,
you-
we're giving away a homemade node.
When we get to
Nice.
10,000, I'm giving away a Zbit X, mostly to K8 MRD.
Dude,
All right.
$20 is $20.
I don't even want to talk about that right
I'm
now.
out, guys. I'll catch y'all later. Thanks
See
for
you,
having
Freddie.
me.
See you, Freddie.
Are we doing any giveaways at the POTA?
Probably.
Okay.
I'm bringing all kind. I'm gonna load up my car with so much stuff. I'm gonna try to anyway. I have to have all my stuff to live, but I've got batteries galore that I want to get rid of. And whatever else is in my closet.
Problem is, a lot of
In-
people, if they're flying, they aren't going to be able to carry that stuff back.
That's
with
not
them.
my
really
problem.
their
That's
problem.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
More
is
of
a
a
them
you
problem.
Well, I
Me,
figure,
bro.
like, I'm gonna give stuff away at the campsites, at my campsite. So if you want something, just come to there. Maybe I might bring it just to the POTA meetup and just be like, here, just open my car and say, take it. I don't really care. I was thinking of maybe doing like a drawing though, get like some raffle tickets or something.
Like we did in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that might be a better.
if we're
idea.
gonna
You
do a
you still got
raffle-
them raffle tickets lying around.
I might have
That
a roll of
was-
them.
That's an air hammer thing.
if we're gonna do a raffle thing, I'll throw an unassembled phasing kit in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I've probably got
Just a kit, no cables.
at least 10 lithium iron phosphate batteries, a bunch of 100 amp hours, probably
Oh.
a 310, a 280.
Done.
I got all kinds of stuff. Win a date with K Murder. There you go.
Mike's in.
Who do I have
Dude,
to
I-
sleep with so that I do not win that?
I might give away that Zbit X.
I ended up with two. I've got one unopened one that landed today. So I'm planning on doing a 10,000 sub giveaway or something on that.
Have
with
you,
Nice.
There you go.
like, I plugged mine in and hooked an antenna up to it and, like, was very, very disappointed.
that? I haven't had a chance to play with it. It's on my to-do list for tomorrow. Because somebody I know,
These activities are for everyone.
Yep.
So long as
General
you make
public.
it up to the mountain or to Gigaparts or to the Huntsville
Yes.
Hamfest.
if you breathe, you're allowed.
We just spent the last hour publicly planning all the things that you can't attend. Ha ha.
Why can I
Right.
not
Sucks
do
to
a
be you.
raffle? I can do anything I want.
You're talking about a freebie raffle, not really a pay
door
to
price.
enter raffle.
You can do it. There's
Yeah,
no house.
I'm going
it's
to.
fine.
I
You
don't
won't run
care.
afoul of Alabama.
Lee's
Here's a
asking
bunch of
about
tickets,
where's the
and,
money
if,
go.
and I'm going to draw a thing. And if your number is called, then you get this.
There's no money. No,
No,
money
no money.
involved.
No.
So
this
yes,
is-
all
this is-
of the raffle.
I
money
want
will
to
go
get
the
rid
Teachers
of a bunch
Institute.
of
all of the
Yeah.
all of the $0. Now for the POTA cookout thing on Friday, all of that money raised from the cookout will actually, I think it's 100% of it goes to the
After
Teachers
expenses are
Institute,
paid.
Yeah, paying
Yeah.
expenses. I think we donated what, $800 to $1,200 last year. Was it?
It was a good chunk.
I don't know.
Hang on. I could probably find that.
Chip chop. Come on, son. We're
Yeah.
live.
I know. Keep talking.
Oh,
We-
good.
we got
Dave
nothing
says the
left to
Zebit
talk
X sucks
about.
too, so now I don't feel bad.
I haven't played with it yet.
It's
You know,
weird,
Abe's done
man. Like I
Abe's done a
plugged it
couple
in, and
videos
it's
on
like
it, but the
I might
thing
have to
that-
watch. I'm gonna have to watch them.
Well,
James, I have not done a Nuggets on the phaser kit.
he
I don't
made
have
a
the
great
real estate
point.
for it.
That battery setup on that thing is just an accident waiting to happen if you're
No, I'm not
careful.
worried about that.
Well, it's an add-on.
The batteries
have
that
to
I
use it.
got are better than the radio.
Okay.
I got some really. I didn't order them from Amazon because Josh had a link for like some Samsung batteries, but I went to an actual
I think
like,
that's what I
battery
got is
website,
Samsung batteries too.
and they were
Yeah.
like $4.50 a piece for the 18650s. They're 3,500 milliamp hour.
Lee's saying that radio is kind of a smart person radio, Mike. He's
Not
going to be on the
really,
mountain.
though.
I don't know if you want to take him for
It's
that.
not really though. Like it's there's not much to it. My thing is like, so like I tuned to 14074, and when you look at the passband there, you know, the little 3 kilohertz wide, the shaded spot, there's still signals that are FT8 signals that are to the left of that. Like it's not even.
I think
like-
there's a firmware update. I read something about that somewhere, or somebody told me that the display is not in sync with the actual receiver.
And
Yeah, it's
don't
a
plan
completely
on
separate
looking at the
computer.
display in any form of light at all.
I mean,
Like, if
dude,
you-
it's
If you
170
want to bring it
bucks.
outside, make sure it's dark. I know. I was really excited about it. I bought it in like April, and then it just came, I don't know, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was like at the park. I was going to the park to film another video, and it showed up to my door. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to bring this. And then I started filming like unboxing and plugging it in. And then I'm like,
I can't see it.
well, I mean, I could like hold my hand over it and see it, but the
Yeah.
thing is, like, it makes like a tick 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 noise, like if as the screen's refreshing or something. I don't know what the heck it is. but
Really
it's not good.
interesting.
Yeah. So there's $200 that I'll never get back. $197 to be exact.
What were they selling for it 4 days in May?
60,
I don't know.
$30 less.
I'm glad I didn't buy one now. Everybody was running back and forth with them. I was tempted, but I said,
Yeah.
Steve,
I got
what
enough
else
shit
have
to
we
play
got
with.
on focus? I'm sorry.
Get us back on topic, Jim.
Well,
really?
we all are kind of tangential tonight. Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah,
like
so
Clubhouse tonight.
I had talked
Let's
about
not go there.
yeah,
building a repeater, and I talked to John, and John has a repeater. It's a 70 centimeter repeater, which is pretty cool. But every time we go to a Hamfest, we have our YouTubers frequency that we all kind of hang out on, and I'm like, we're on a mountaintop. I think actually we're on the far side of the mountaintop from
Yeah.
the Von Braun Center.
Yes.
Don't quote me on that. I think we are. But it'd
Steve,
be cool
I-
to build a repeater regardless.
I haven't heard back on that repeater yet. So as soon as I do, I'll let you know.
Okay. So the Friday POTA's in the calendar. A trip to the Space Museum. The
I like
Hop
that.
VE sessions on Friday. That's
You-
where
dude,
they
you-
filmed the fake
you
moon
could-
landing.
You could spend all day just at the Space Museum.
You could.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you think you're going to go in there in like 2 hours, you're
No, not me.
out of your mind.
I'm a freaking space nerd
Right.
extraordinaire.
Same here.
I didn't even, what was it? 2 years ago, I think we went and didn't get to see it all.
Wow.
Okay.
Like we got to the end of the big rocket ship, and then everyone's like, "All right, we're leaving," or I don't know. I don't remember who I was with, but like I guess I don't. I needed to leave because something. I don't know. Whatever.
That's
Scott's
exactly
asking
what I've
where
said
and
there.
when is this? This is mostly at Montesano State Park in Huntsville, Alabama. The 4 days leading up to Huntsville Hamfest. It looks like we have a day where we're going to spend almost all of it at Gigaparts store in Huntsville.
Well, that's only Thursday right now so far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So we don't have
So-
any activities planned for Wednesday yet, but we have a couple of things on the list that we can do.
Well, so for Wednesday, at least or one or several of these days, who the hell was I with? We found a brewery that was really good. It wasn't in that
Wasn't
regular
Campus
place.
805.
It wasn't Campus 805. It was somewhere else. But it
Yellowhammer?
was really I'd have to
Or
I'd
was
have
it the one that you went to with where we met Jason?
Oh, Dave wants to do a
I
Meshtastic
don't remember.
presentation. Done, Dave.
Yeah, there you
Yeah, Dave,
Pick a time. What
you're
time are
signed
you
up.
getting in, Dave?
Yeah, he'll be there with Seed Studios, I think.
They're got a booth.
So yeah, anybody in the chat, if you want to put on not a seminar, not a forum, anti-forum, please let me know.
Maybe I was writing with Josh.
So Dave, send me an email, message me, call me, whatever you want to, whichever way you have of getting in touch with me, get in touch with me, and I'll give you the rundown.
Jody says Google says it must be straight to ale.
I don't think that's it. I'm gonna look in my.
No.
I'd be surprised if it wasn't Yellowhammer.
I'm gonna look in my tax folder for that year.
Well, Dave, it sounds like you're getting there Wednesday because that's what day I put you down to give a class.
I mean, it's official, Dave. So
I think it's called Back 40 Beer Company. Back 40 Beer.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was the
that's
one. The
what it
big
is.
group of us went, and
Yeah,
Jason
they've got
did
all
his
the
live stream
benches
there.
and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that place was really cool. I would love to go back there. And it's not too far from the mountain either.
Yeah, that was a good one. I rode down with N8YO to that one.
See, that's why you save your receipts.
There you go. Yep.
I can't believe how fast I pulled that up.
So what was the name of it again, Mike?
Oh, damn it. Back 40
Back
Beer
40.
Co. Yeah.
Back 40. What was the other one?
Beer Co.
Beer Co. It's just Back 40 Beer Co.
Beer, not bear. Easy, Steve.
I know. Sorry, Jim.
So for building a repeater, and Jim, you're Alabama. Does Alabama, like the repeater, whatever the repeater coordinating group there is, do they
Sarah.
have itinerant frequencies set aside for temporary repeaters?
I don't know. I could find out. I have no idea.
Are you in the Southeast repeater group? Do you know?
Yep. Alabama is.
Okay.
I barely am on the repeaters locally, as in ever. So
I bought one of those Baofeng repeater things,
I got one.
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't work, so I sent it back. I was like, damn it, that'd be really cool to just build a little Go Box thing.
Mine works. We
Does
did. We played with it on Nuggets one night.
Yeah.
$2,400 is what we donated last year from the Cookout.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
I knew it was a chunk. I didn't realize it was that much.
That's awesome.
And that was after expenses were paid.
I mean, I know part of, when I get there, I'm going to get there Wednesday. I'm going to do POTA.
Do you need me to hold your
crap.
hand? Do you need
No, I'm good.
Do
I
you need
could-
Papa Poda to help you there?
No.
Jim's going
no.
outside.
Nobody
No,
said any
he'll do it
crazy
from
shit
inside
like
the
that.
cabin.
No.
In the cabin, yeah.
I'll be in the cabin. The antenna's outside.
Steve
We're
will have
both
to
in
put
the
up his
park.
antenna for him.
No, I did, last year I set up on the front porch of the cabin. Had ceiling fan, cold drink, packed cigarettes. I was good.
Nice.
Is that one of the screened-in porches?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lon, you do what
Those
you gotta
cabins
do,
are
bud.
nice.
And then the guys that were in 13 last year are coming back. They've got cabin 13, so we're going to probably just POTA together. We were
Okay.
walking over the top of each other last year a little bit, but
Band pass filters.
I will not be getting another kilo at Montesano this year.
No.
Why not?
So I'll free up some bandwidth for other people.
oh, we need to Lon with the sideways comment, but do we want to plan a breakfast? Because if we're gonna
What day? Pick a
40
day.
people are going to come to that blue plate at one time, we should probably tell them this time before we all show
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Pick a day.
I mean, I got my blacks. I was planning on cooking.
Well, then I'm going to eat at Mike's probably, but
Yeah.
Get some eggs and bacon. Maybe do some pancakes.
man
Hash
food.
browns.
Yeah, can you sling some hash browns? Can you make Waffle
Man,
House
sling
jealous,
some
Michael?
hash.
I can smoke some hash.
No, can't.
Different story.
Oh, well, it's brown.
This one time in band camp.
It was once green.
At some point, yeah. Yeah, dude, those Blackstones are freaking awesome, man.
I love mine.
I don't get to use it as much as I want to because it's in my closet and I don't really. I get to set it up outside every time, but they are nice. So
What
yeah,
size is
I don't
yours,
know
Mike?
if I'll be doing. I get the 22-inch.
Okay.
I don't know if blue plate. I mean, you're spending you're dropping like $20 for breakfast. You go there.
Yes.
It's good. It's fantastic. It's a good restaurant, but that's $20 I won't be able to spend at the Hamfest.
See you, Frank.
And $20 is $20.
I don't need to bring.
Right.
Dude, I spent more than I spent $1,601.20 more than I wanted to spend at Dayton. So.
Well, I think we've reached the end of this stream. I got to get you all time to hydrate and get over to Freddie Mac's stream. This stream should automatically link you over there somehow. I don't know how that works, but I did my part, and we're gonna help Freddie celebrate 8,000 subscribers. I'm gonna click the button, guys. Thank you all for coming. We're gonna probably do this again to flesh this schedule out a little bit harder and get better at this. So, thank you.
I know.
Good.
It's
Bye,
7:30.
everybody.
See ya.